what made your guys' defense so effective today, forcing 28 turnovers?
I think we were just very intentional about what we wanted to do coming into the game and paying attention to scout. We wanted to limit their paint touches. I think we did a pretty good job of that. I also think we had each other's back today. We were in help. We were rotating correctly, and we were doing the small stuff that we try to do every game, but it really showed today.
All right, Andrew, I think I saw your hand up next.
Talk about what it meant to have an upset win like this on a special night like senior night.
I mean, it means everything. Obviously we're not done yet, but, it gives us a lot of confidence, and it means a lot for us seniors that, our teammates, we all stepped up today and, played for something that was bigger than ourselves. So, anytime that you can do that and play for something that's bigger than yourself and the people that mean the most to you is always going to be, heartwarming and beautiful, honestly. So I'm really excited. I'm glad we could get it done today.
Robbie, question?
Yeah, Jordyn, I mean, your team really controlled a lot of this game and were leading for a lot of the game, almost start to finish. Like, where would you put this among the performances that your team has had this season?
I don't know about ranking it, but I feel like this was one of the games I've talked about a lot, trying to play for 40 minutes, and I really think that we did that today. We've been there so close in so many games, but we have a few minutes where we're just not having it together, but I feel like tonight we really were intentional about playing for 40 minutes, playing the same way for 40 minutes. And, that doesn't mean that the other team doesn't go on runs, which they did, but we didn't let it get to us. We stayed together, and we kept our fight up.
Andrew, do you have another question? No? Good. Jordyn, thank you.
Thank you.
Sacha?
For you to be able to get your seniors such a big win like this in their final home game?
It's amazing. I know they've been wanting to, come out here and win, and I feel like we all owe it to them to give our hearts, to give our best efforts all the time for them. So it feels great, and I'm glad we got the win for them.
Aria?
Sacha, you led the team in both points and rebounds. What about your game was working so well today?
I try not to force it a lot, and, it was tough sometimes, but I'm programmed to get every rebound I can get, so just doing that and taking my time on the block, getting paid touches, anything I can get, really.
Andrew, question?
This is the first time you guys have beaten Florida since the 2014-15 season. Talk about what that means for you guys and what it means to the team moving forward to have such a big win in your guys' arsenal.
We always know we could do it. We always know we could get big wins, make big plays. It's just a matter of time before we did it. And today we were really intentional, and we really put effort in. We got the 50-50 plays, and we stayed together throughout the whole game. So it means a lot, and it's just one big step forward to what we're trying to build.
Aria, you got another question?
Yeah. What do Jordyn and Renee mean to this team?
Really on and off the court, they're a huge impact. Like, they take care of us. Really, they're always making sure we got our stuff together. And on the court, off the court, I could talk to them about anything. On the court, they're just role models. Like, we follow them. They're leaders that we follow. We do it in their shadows. So they mean a lot.
All right. Sacha, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Sorry for my appearance. I got a impromptu water bath in the locker room, which was really cool. It's my first one as a head coach. But I want to just say a couple things about our team. You guys know, because I talk to you guys after every game, that we've gone through a tough stretch. And I keep talking about how important it is for us to learn from that and grow from that. And that's the only way you can look at some of the real big disappointments that you have when you're trying to achieve anything great and do something special. Along with great success always comes great failure. And we're building this program brick by brick. And I hopefully you see that as the season has gone on. There's been highs, there's been lows. And it'd be really easy after the last couple weeks for my team to just pack it in. It'd be really easy for them to just say we have a couple games left, another game in the tournament, and that's it. But they've never done that. They're not going to do that. They come back after every disappointment that we've had the past couple of weeks, and they're eager to learn and ready to learn. for them to walk away with this win today means everything. For me as their coach, I think for this team, and I think for us moving forward into the next couple of weeks. This was probably the best game start to finish that we played, with the most contributions that we had from everybody that came into the game. They gave us our all. There were moments where we made mistakes. There were big moments down the stretch where we made mistakes, but we didn't crumple. And that's big, big growth for this team. For them to do it on senior night for our senior class, who've been through a lot in their career here. And every step of the way this year, they've bought in. They've given us everything they have, their heart and soul. And I'm so happy that today, on senior night, we could get this win for them, for our team, and I'm excited about the next couple weeks as we continue to grow.
Questions for Coach? Going once. There we are. Got a hand?
Yeah, Shea, what was going so well with the defense tonight against, a ranked team?
It was very similar to how we prepared for our last game against Ole Miss. We knew that we had made some pretty critical mistakes down the stretch. We had played really tough on defense for the most part. But this team understands that our identity is created around our defensive effort. And it has to be solid from start to finish. Doesn't mean it's going to be perfect. Doesn't mean we're not going to make mistakes. But we can't make those critical mistakes that are lack of effort and communication. And that's where we were falling apart. So did some kids make some big plays? Absolutely. Some big shots? Absolutely they did. But I never felt like our defense just crumpled, that we were too tired to rotate, that we weren't communicating in the back line, that we weren't closing out or being big. One of the things that we talked about a lot over the last couple of days was playing in our zone and our pressure with higher hands. We're a small team. That's no secret. So we can't play small. We can't have our hands beside our waist in the second half when we're tired and it's been a slog and we're trying to grind it out. I thought they did a good job today of making those small adjustments that we needed to make that loss turn around into a win in terms of our execution down the stretch. And remember, the last time that we spoke, I did talk about those small victories, right? Those little things and those choices that you make every day, that in the end, you may see a result, might not be today or tomorrow. And I think my team is really starting to understand what that means. Those choices that you make to do the hard thing when it's easy just to stop and do the easy thing on the basketball court when you're tired or things aren't going your way. We made the right choices tonight. They stayed together. I felt like for most part of the game, we out-hustled, we outworked. They're a great team, and they fought hard too, but we came up with 50-50 balls. We finally were, we got out-rebounded, but not by 20, so we were ahead of them in the first half. We fought for everything today. For me, I'm just so proud of them, and to see how happy they were in the locker room, to see how they were in the huddles, how together they were, how they were communicating. For lots of that game, they were coaching themselves. And I've coached a lot of really good teams, and players start to understand that they're the ones that win games, not coaches. Players are. And they started to act like that today, and that's a great sign.
Robbie?
Hi, Shea. Jordyn talked about how this was kind of a 40-minute performance, and that was what she was looking for, everyone was looking for. When you put on kind of a comprehensive, really strong game against a team that's ranked number 15 in the country, how can that, how much does that show your players, that their efforts are really paying off, and also maybe, recruit some people outside the program that the program is doing good things?
Yeah. I don't know that you can put all of that into words. It's a great question, but it's something that we talk about every single day. And I don't know that many people outside of our group thought or believed that we were capable of that coming into the season, but I think you've seen along the way, we're right there. We're right there. And so for our players to fight through such disappointment, because we have had some really heartbreaking moments, especially over the past couple of weeks. And the length of the season, like we talked about early on, most of my players in the starting five haven't competed in 2 years and haven't played a full season in that long. So we're fighting a lot. And I'm so happy for them because we keep telling them it'll pay off. It'll pay off. You have to put your head down and do the work. It'll pay off. So they're finally seeing that it's not always instant gratification, right? It doesn't always pay off the next day or the next week. They're starting to see the value of slow growth and how something can start to happen over the course of time that's really special. And then you learn that those habits create behaviors that now create the belief in our program that we can do something great every time we walk out onto the floor. And then that belief is going to drive what we become. And so it's exciting to see that start to unfold. I don't know how the outside world views it. I know that we'll obviously talk to the people. I know there's a lot of people that are watching this. But right now, I'm just worried about the guys in our locker room, making sure they enjoy it, making sure we keep getting better, because that was really cool. That was fun tonight.
Aria, you got another one?
Yeah, Shea, what did Jordyn and Renee mean to this program?
I think anybody who comes in to a program, you know, and I came into UConn as an assistant, and that was, you know, it's hard when you don't know what's gone on with the players before, you don't know the situation before, and it really doesn't matter. You're there for a reason, right? This was a great opportunity for me, for my family, for our staff, and we never really knew until the first moment I sat in front of those kids how they were going to take it and how it was going to be this year. And it started with Jordyn and Brene. They spoke the most in that first meeting that I sat with the team. They spoke the most about what they were wanting, why they came to Vanderbilt, why they wanted this year to be special. And they didn't have to. They could have left, right? They could have left. There were a few players that did. They didn't have to buy in to what we were doing, and they have given us their heart and soul. And as a coach, as a player, as a woman that's a leader, we couldn't be doing anything close to what we're doing this year without those two young ladies, their effort, their belief, and everything that they've meant to this program even before I got here. The fact that they're local makes it even better, right? The fact that this is their senior night and their families and friends are here to witness this for them after such a tough stretch for them makes it even better. I will always be grateful that our paths crossed, and I'm excited for the next couple of weeks with them.
All right. Appreciate it, Coach.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. Good to see you, as always.